In this video, we'll start talking about integration features of Dynamics 365 Finance and Operations. Integration features in Dynamics are quite powerful. It supports many different formats including XML, OData, CSV, etc. There is also quite powerful Microsoft Office integration capabilities. For example, you can use it to export data directly into Excel, make your modifications in Excel, and then publish it back in the Dynamics application. In this video, we will demonstrate how to customize Open Excel experience by using Excel Workbook Designer. So for our example, we will use fleet management, and let's look at the customers. Here we have a few customers. We have two out-of-the-box templates to open these customers in Excel. So let's design one more template in order to make it custom. So let's start by going to Common, Main menu, Office Integration, Excel Workbook Designer. Let's find the fleet management data entity. A fleet customer here is available. Pick the fields. Let's pick all the fields for now. And create a workbook. Here we are. Our new template has been prepared. Let's click Enable Editing. And here we're trying to connect to the application. And when it's done, you can see all the records automatically loaded into your template. So now let's customize it a little bit. So for that, we will insert a couple of new lines in here and put a title. Call it Fleet Customers. Pick a different font, a color, something. What we can also do, we can modify the fields and rearrange them in the way we want. So to do that, we have the whole designer feature in here. Click on the designer, click modify, and here we have all the available fields and all the selected fields. So if we feel like we don't need some of the fields, we can remove those, or we can rearrange. So suppose email should go up, and the cell phone should go up as well. And maybe zip code is not needed. Remove. Yeah, now we click update and refresh. We can see that all the fields are rearranged now. Now the last step is to clear the binding data here and OK. And we can save our template. Let's do save as. Fleet customers. Click close. So now we need to create this template. For this we go to document templates and click the new button. Browse. And here we pick our file that we have just prepared. It's loaded. We can put additional features here, like specify language or country if you want to make it specific. We don't need to do that at the moment, so we click OK. We can do a couple of changes. For example, we can name it something more specific. Fleet customers, custom, put it as user-friendly description in here. Remove the filter and click save. Now let's go back to the fleet management. Customers, customer. If we go to open in Excel, we can see that the new custom template is available in here automatically. And if we open it up, we can see that our customization is right here. Yeah. And the data is automatically loaded. So this is how you make your custom templates with Excel. Now, as we discussed Microsoft Office integration capabilities of D365 F&O, let's look into other integration features. For example, how would we integrate third-party systems? Third-party systems may send us information in a variety of different formats, XML, CSV, or JSON, and D365 can happily accommodate that by utilizing the whole data management framework. So let's look into that. You can open Data Management Workspace by going to modules, system administration, workspaces, data management. Data management workspace allows users to set up recurring data job within the projects for finance and operations. Basically, within this workspace, you can set up your import and export projects, which will use specific data entity on the backend in order to import or export your data. Let's create a sample export data project. We click export, we give it a name. For example, we want to export the customers. We need to add an entity, customers, and then we pick a format. We can pick Excel to simplify the matters. Use sample file, skip staging. For export, we want to skip staging in order to speed up things. Click add, close this dialog. So now you had our entity added to the export project. We can view the mapping. You can see entity source and the target is our destination file. We can modify this, of course, do the changes, put the fields in the different mappings and save those changes if we want to. And then when ready, we simply click export. Now we can see the job is executing and the job is finished. You can see the status says succeeded, exported number of records, 32, and we can view the data in staging, or we can simply go and download the file. We asked for Excel, so we got Excel. And as we can see, this is the whole list of our customers exported into the Excel format. If we go back to the workspace by closing this window, we can see that this is our data projects listed here, and this is the job history. So every time we execute a project, we got the record here in the history, and we can see the execution details in this view. And the import of the data is done in a very similar way by creating an import project. So if you go to the data management workspace, click import project and create a new import project in here. Import customers, click add file, and here we can specify the source format, data entity, and select file. All the same formats in here. The only difference worth mentioning is that if you pick a package, then you don't need to specify the entity. The package itself contains multiple entities in it and multiple data files. So system will automatically place them into this project in the appropriate order. So let me give you an example with one of my packages here. Let's take fixed assets, for example. This is very useful for data migration projects especially. Then you can prepare appropriate packages and move them between environments, between different systems and so on. Yeah, so it complains about outdated entities in this package, but other than that, it's all loaded all right. Yeah, so we have financial dimension, postcodes, email, employees, fixed assets projects, and fixed asset books. And here is a sequence. So this is the sequence of execution. You can sort small to large, and we can see first goes dimension, then postcodes employees as a part of the dimension as well, then fixed assets projects and fixed asset books. And now to wrap up our quick overview of the integration features for D365 Finance and Operations. Let's look into the entities. You can find the list of entities right here in the data management workspace by clicking on the data entities button. Here is a list of all available entities in the system. There are primarily two types of entities, the standard entity and the composite entity. Composite entity is a concept that allows you to build single entity by using multiple entities. It's very easy to explain composite entity by example. Typical composite entity would consist of the header and lines. So basically it allows you to create one XML document with a structure which contains one header and multiple lines underneath. So as you can see, this concept is usually used in the scenarios where an entity can be represented as a single document, such as sales order header, sales order lines, or invoice header, invoice lines, or journal header, journal lines. Importing and exporting composite entities is quick and simple. The process is pretty much the same as we demonstrated. The way it works, we use the package, and inside the package we put the composite entities. Thanks for watching.